being the best you. How can we be the greatest version of ourselves? There are many layers and many different aspects of life that all contribute to creating a certain uh, state of being, but nutrition, it's by far one of the most influential aspects of our life because we literally are. You are what you eat. It is extremely important, and it's just yeah, the first realization that people have to make is that food, what is food? Like really contemplate what is food, and then contemplate the world. How is the food presented in nature? And this is the main word that shows what is ideal nutrition, what is natural. Today, natural on a package doesn't mean anything because natural means everything within the natural world, including chemicals. So we have to look at the real natural nature. For example, in a tree, there are fruits, and if we take a fruit and eat it, and the sun has been um, sort of interacting with the tree, and the root system have gathered um, nutrients, and the rain has added minerals to the soil over time. Stones have been made into, like, the minerals that are clumped together have been opened, and then the roots, including like the fungus and the microbes, are helping to put the nutrients in near the roots or in the roots. And inside the tree, the levitational particles, they fall upwards like this, because when they're protected from light, heat, and oxygen, then the nutrients go up and they go into the fruit and also into like leaf plants and other vegetables, even mushrooms and nut trees and things like hemp seeds, etc., which are more easy to digest. So, a human is uh, it has the same field as the tree. So, if a tree has this energy field, it goes like this in a torus field, then we also have this field. And the more of these elements that go up that we have, we can also eat some bark, I think, and even moss and other elements, maybe some seaweeds. And when you're eating the things that go up like this, you increase your vibration or vibe. And if anyone has studied like magnetism, they will know that a magnet also has this field. So it's why is this important? Because what is the difference between an apple and a smashed apple Like what is the difference? Like apple juice. What is the difference? The difference is this. It has more of the up levitational energy. It produces a greater scalar field or torus field. So, if you want to be magnetic, have an attractive personality, you want to have hair growing, hair is also following the same field. You want to eat the fruit in its whole state. You want to eat the leaf growing upwards. And if you're eating nuts or seeds, they should be very fresh, because actually I tried some nuts from a tree and they were more wet, like they were almost like soaked. So if you're not eating the fresh nuts and seeds, then definitely soak them. Like put the walnuts in water for like 8 hours or something, because then it activates and you can see it's almost like it comes alive, it expands, and we want the expansive energy, because through science, which is all about like trying to find through a microscope or other methods super small particles within the more than I don't know the highest number of infinite different structures is, but inside there's so many things going on. Like you have vitamins and minerals, and you have enzymes, and you have super small particles all working together. But a lot of nutrition scientists say that there are enzymes activated when it's soaked, because it sort of sends a signal that the phytase can digest the phytic acid so that the minerals can be released, so we can start a growth process. And when we're eating something that's soaked, or a fresh fruit right from the tree, you get expansion. You become able to give more, like you have further reach for your giving in a certain way. Like a tree, it's giving the fruit, and you get more energy. It's sort of like you're able to help more people because you have more energy giving you energy, and you can help more people and they give you energy. You do what you love and they do what they love. So these are really important things. Like nutrition. What is nutrition? This is a great question as well. Is it about the different names we give to things we can see through a microscope? Or is it through studying what creates vitality? And for me, nutrition is all about what creates vitality. So let's answer this question. Vitality, what creates this? Freshness. If you think about the tree again, why would something have more energy when it's on the tree? Why would it have more energy when it's on the tree, when it's fresh, when you just picked it? Why? Because this is where it's getting its energy. And it's alive in this state. The fruit is also different from sprouts, because sprouts are sort of living. So if you sprout the seeds, it's usually better. You can also just have soil, and you can eat the sprouts, microgreens, or like the leaves. But when things are fresh, they have energy. And energy comes from the sun, it comes from gathering minerals and putting them in a certain way, like a protoplasm, like a potential energy state, so that when it goes into the human, it reacts and starts processes. Enzymes are basically things that make actions happen within the body. Reactions, actions. It starts processes like cleansing, like building, like producing energy and distributing energy, transportation, all of these things. We have to have fresh foods, fresh as much as possible, and not things in their dormant state, but things in their active state. More active state, we become more active. And the reason why I say things that are like sound similar is because it's easy to remember, and also it's because it makes sense. Like high vibrational foods, not microwave food, of course, because it's not the real human resonance vibration and the sun energy vibration. It's another type of vibration, and it's not good for cell integrity within the, or like structure integrity within the food. But here it's structured in such a way that our body can effectively do something positive with it. Okay, so we have to eat the fresh foods, and then we have to eat enough. Yeah, enough. And we also have to eat balanced. Why do we have certain cravings for certain things at certain times? This is a bigger topic, but if we're really healthy and our intestines are healthy, then our communication with the brain will basically be in such a way that, okay, we have this sort of nutrients and these are going out to the body, and we need a little bit more of this mineral now to achieve the optimal balance. And the body actually knows certain taste profiles, what that food actually will produce as a result for us. Okay, if we feel we need more C vitamin or stuff like this, maybe the body will crave papaya. If we need more iron or something like this, maybe it's more like dates or certain beans, or even shilajit, for those who have checked that out. It's a mineral pitch from the Himalayas. Maybe it's sarsaparilla, which is an herb. It's the body intuitively knows. And if you were in a food forest where it was a huge amount of edible trees and greens and berries, it's like you would just go and pick whatever you needed at the right time, and the body will like achieve optimal balance. But yeah, we have to figure this out, because in nutrition you can zoom extremely far in, but the further in you zoom to try to learn stuff, like, okay, what is phytic acid, which keeps like this seed dormant, and what is phytase, which opens the phytic acid. Phytase is one enzyme, but then you learn it's like I don't know how many, extremely many different enzymes, and extremely many more particles within the enzyme. So when you zoom really far in, there are like millions of things to learn, and it's not as easy. Luckily, humans have an innate infinite intelligence in order to be able to survive in nature, but we're not living in nature right now. And if we're only learning from people who are studying the millions of different enzymes through a microscope, it's not as easy. Also, a microscope doesn't it's not easy for a microscope to check what is in the thing that evaporates when the water boils. Like, what is causing that? It's because it's vibrating in certain aspects within the water, which is not just H2O. It's a lot of different minerals, and some of those minerals have a very high affinity to go like up the tree, or go up when it gets warm, so it evaporates. And these are the things that will make a person look very like for a person to have a very elevated appearance, like a youthful appearance, it's the thing that go up that are like creating this effect. So if that's something we want, then we have to just eat the things that go up. What does this mean in practicality? It means less cakes and smudges and smoothies and breads and all of these things. Although it's possible to make breads which have been sprouted first and then crushed into a powder and put on a stone in the sun, fermented with probiotics, and this will create like a Essene bread or a more traditional type of bread, and it will have life force in it. Also, when you ferment things, the probiotics is like creating the enzyme activity again, so it's sort of reviving the life in the food. But yeah, the point is, if you want to be the best version of yourself, you have to look at what nature provides, because nature is actually based on optimal paradise. Like, just like our cells always is going to create the best possible state for ourselves, it's always going for optimal, like the optimal version of us. That's the code of all the cells at all times. While nature, the code for nature is abundance. It's one apple tree, an apple tree forest. Every year is like drops more seeds and people can pick it, eat the thing around the seed and throw the seeds further, and it just creates more and more and more and more. This is nature. We don't have to create all these cakes and pancakes and hot dogs and all of these things. If we're in a food forest, what makes sense is to go get the fruit, go get the herbs, because there's so much salad and greens just growing, and even grass can be edible. We have to make sure that we can tolerate it, etc. But nature is built upon optimal paradise. It's based upon what is best for humans. We're born basically enlightened, and if we're really, really healthy, then just doing what we love fully will bring about our full spiritual expression, and it will produce massive happiness, because happiness is sort of when the spirit is happening, and you as a person will be highly attractive. Like when women put all of this black petroleum based stuff on the eyelashes, this is just to reproduce a health sign of this energy, of growth energy, of this energy, the energy where things are expanding, where it's nutrients, where it's activity, where it's enzymes, where things are going on, not a cake. Although it is possible to make cakes that are better than other, but this smashing and then putting things in a cake, it is possible if you use probiotics and you use sprouts or more fruit-based things, and you can make it okay, but you really want this to open inside the mouth. You want like the person to so yeah, we're going into more detail in the next video.